You're listening to the UTalk Hockey Podcast with your hosts Champ and Denz.
What is up, UTalk Hockey Nation? Here dropping another episode are your favorite hosts, Denz and Champ.
What up, what up, what up?
Dude, we are in the middle of the playoffs right now.
That is correct, Denz.
As we are filming this,
It's
it
true.
is tied in overtime with Dallas and the Oilers.
Dallas.
It was hard to come out and say Dallas. Jeez.
We're not Dallas fans. We can tell you that straight out of our mouths.
You know what's funny, and I can't tell you why.
I can tell you why.
Why?
Because every single Dallas team should be hated. Should it not?
Okay. I mean,
America's team. I don't think so.
yes, but it's just like one of those things where sometimes you just need to find a team to hate, and it just so happened for me to be Dallas. It was probably because the whole situation with Ben checking freaking our captain.
Sure, yeah.
So, Golden Knights, Mark Stone. I know many of you probably aren't a fan with the whole salary cap issues that people are saying are with Vegas, but he freaking just... Anyways, that's when I actually hated Dallas, was last year in the playoffs against Vegas. That was a low blow.
Yeah. Well, and they beat them again this year, so...
Yeah, well, Dallas beat Vegas.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So then I just hate them even more. But, you know, it was interesting.
Tell us how you really feel, Denz.
It was interesting. It's one of those things like Ben's a good player. He's a good captain.
Yeah.
And Dallas, I hate to say it, but they have been an incredible team this year. And you know what? If Ben got put on Utah's new team, I'd probably have to learn to like him.
I mean,
right?
Listen, you can hate the player, not the game. Wait. Is it hate the game, not the player?
No.
We
don't hate hockey. Yeah. Anyways,
I'm pretty sure I hate the player, not the game.
But let's talk about this. Who do you think is gonna be in the final face-off?
Denz, listen to me. If there's one thing you know about me, I always ensure that I know Vegas odds when it comes to these types of questions.
Okay, so what are the Vegas odds?
Well, according to moneypuck.com, which probably isn't a great source.
Of course you looked this up.
But to win the cup, they suggest at a 29% chance, Edmonton takes it all the way. Now, I've seen...
It's been a long time since Canada's won.
To that very point, I'm also someone who believes that experience trumps the momentum of a team.
Yeah.
Edmonton has momentum, especially winning the last game that they did to advance.
Yeah.
But listen, this time around, I think Vegas could have it.
Vegas is out.
No, sorry. Vegas odds. Vegas odds, not the team.
I was like, what?
Who are...
That's funny.
Some hockey guy you are. No, Vegas odds.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm with them. Right below them, though, they say the Panthers, who did compete for the Stanley Cup 1 year ago.
It's true, but they have never won.
They've never won, folks. Those Panthers
I'm
in
always
Florida.
for like the underdog story. What's nerve-wracking is Dallas beat out the last two Stanley Cup reigning champions, the Avalanche, and then our Golden Knights.
I know.
So I'm hating them even more because they're playing so freaking well.
So go Oilers.
So go Oilers.
Go Oilers.
Oilers.
What is wrong with you tonight?
I don't know.
Just
Anyways,
kidding.
in the end, I think it'd be cool if Canada won. It's been a long time.
30 years.
31 years.
31 years.
31 years. 93.
Wow.
I wasn't even a year old.
Baby Denz.
Dude, you were like 2 years old.
Oh, dude, I was born in 89. Gorbachev, tear down that wall.
Okay, you were 3 years old.
Dude, math is hard.
Bite me.
I was 4 in 93. 89, 90,
Sure.
91, 92, 93.
Yeah.
4 years old. And guess where I was in 93?
Vegas.
Las Vegas. That's
Yep.
where I was born. Clark County. Let's go.
Well, so now I'm curious. So let's talk about, real quick, your hockey beginnings.
Baby life.
Baby life.
Let's ask you first.
Oh, okay. When did hockey start for me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, interestingly enough, maybe it's not interesting. I absolutely loved the Mighty Ducks. But here's the thing. I grew up in a family where we didn't have much. And so all it ever was a dream. But all growing up, Mighty Ducks 1, 2, 3. I mean, my sisters, I have 7 sisters, by the way.
I have 6.
And, you know.
We're from Utah.
Yes. Actually, we're both not from Utah.
Good point. I'm from Montana.
I'm from California.
But we live in Utah now.
Now we live in Utah. But, so California, why the Anaheim Ducks maybe makes sense.
Sure.
92 is when, anyways, we'll back up. But the Anaheim Ducks was actually established in 93 after the Mighty Ducks was a movie. Disney is the one that actually launched the NHL team. And so I just always was a fan of hockey. Interestingly enough, I had never watched an actual pro game of hockey. But when I was young, early teens, I really wanted to get into hockey, and we just couldn't afford it. And so it was like 2 or 3 years later that I finally actually got my first pair of ice skates, and I would go to the Provo ice rink that was built for the 2002 Olympics. And all I ever did was just skate for like this dream of playing hockey, because we could never afford to get involved, because it's not cheap to get involved.
Nope, not cheap at all.
And in fact, we never could afford any type of sports for me, but hockey was always the one where I was always like, this would be so much fun. And but it never went anywhere. But then I started following the sport in my adult life slightly. But then you and I both were in Las Vegas together, going to our first NHL game a few years back, and then I was like, I'm an adult now. I can afford this.
I'm an adult.
And like, why not get involved? And so it was kind of like, we've mentioned this before, but the Mid-Ice Crisis is our team name. It wasn't our midlife, but in our adult life.
Not yours, because you're still a baby. I'm right there, right on the cusp.
Sure. Maybe for average lifetime of, yeah. Anyways, but and now it's just like, I finally have gotten to embrace the hockey community, and I play it now. Sure, I'm a rookie, and it's the funnest thing I've ever done, and I'm so glad I just came back to it after all these years of always wanting to get involved. But it's been fun.
Cool.
What about you?
I've lived in Podunk Town, Glendive, Montana. If you're wondering where it is, 30 miles from the North Dakota border. They didn't have hockey where I lived. It was a town of 4,500 people.
Still don't.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But me and many friends from town would go for our youth group to go ice fishing, and we'd go camping and ice fishing. And I got an old pair of ice skates at what was called the Attic, the thrift store, the Attic. And the skates were definitely from the Attic. But we didn't have hockey sticks either. So me and my buddy Jesse would actually throw on these old skates that we got and grab sticks that were in the shape of a hockey stick and hit ice or rocks around on the ice while we were waiting for the tip-ups to come up for ice fishing. And then when the tip-ups would come up, we'd go fly over to the hole and pull up the fish. So even though I also didn't play hockey until when we started a couple years ago, that was when I would try to play hockey. Right. I also remember playing not ice hockey, but even just floor hockey in gym. I always loved doing that because I could always shoot on the guys that were in the goal. I was like, man, this would be so fun. Then I did live in Canada for a couple years, even before I started playing hockey, and I did a couple pickup games. And at that point, I could barely stand on the ice.
Did you?
No, it was straight ice,
yeah.
Just not full pads. Keep the puck on the ice. Anyone who plays pickup without pads, you got to keep the puck on the ice. You're going to knock someone's teeth out. Like my teammate Tanner, who literally launched a puck into my chin a couple games ago during warm-ups. Thanks, Tanner. But
Bitter much?
I'm bitter so much.
You didn't have a cage. I think that's
Listen,
on you.
Most people wear visors, okay? And most people aren't worried about getting hit in the chin with a puck. Anyway.
I mean, I wear a visor. I am actually deciding to switch to a full face cover.
In rookie league hockey, I
the
now
puck doesn't
realize
get off the ice much, but I've decided that risk isn't worth it anymore.
not worth it at all.
So, anyways, but let's dive in.
Let's do it.
So, off the post, here we go.
Let's do it. Off the post.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. All right. So, first off, since we just talked a little bit about history, our own history of exposure to hockey, I thought it'd be fun to talk about the actual history of team names. Obviously, it's a big topic. It will be until a team name is decided upon in Utah. But we're going to take a different approach, and we're going to go to team names and how some teams, we can't go through them all. We would be here all night. I already talked about actually how the Anaheim Ducks were named. They were originally called the Mighty Ducks after the hit film of the Mighty Ducks in 92, and it was in 93. So I think that's pretty cool. Not your typical way to enter and have an expansion team where Disney is the one that actually launches the team.
Do you remember the TV show Darkwing Duck?
No.
Come on. Okay, see, he is young, isn't he, folks? Most of you listeners, I bet you know Darkwing Duck. One of the people or one of the characters on the show wore a hockey mask, but it was shaped like a duck. Because he's a duck, he needs the duck mask. Mm-hmm. And that's what the Anaheim Ducks original logo was. There was a post on social actually talking about this real quick, saying there was a list of 5 or 6 different hockey teams, and it mentioned these are the 5 worst logo changes in history. And on the top of the list was the Ducks. Moving
agree.
from the duck face with the hockey mask to the D.
Maybe it was because of the film, but the Mighty Ducks original logo was so cool.
It was just classic. It's a classic.
It's classic, and maybe we're a little bit biased because we're Ducks in the rookie league.
Mid-Ice Crisis Ducks. You can check us out on Tuesday nights at either
11:15
8:45, 10 p.m. or 11:15 p.m.
Much?
Peaks Ice Arena.
Jeez. Anyways, yes, that was
Darkwing Duck. Okay.
Yeah.
But the Anaheim Ducks. Oh, see, what are they doing here?
That is crazy because there we go. Anyways, let's actually move on because this is going to bring up a little bit of controversy. Colorado. Let's talk about their history a little bit.
First off, here's some controversy. The way you just said Colorado, I'm not with you on that. It's Colorado. Chirp at me. It's Colorado. Pinky out, Colorado. How do you say Colorado, right?
Colorado?
Yeah, like a normal person. I'm curious, actually.
Colorado.
If you're from Colorado, is it Colorado or Colorado?
I didn't say it that way.
Yes, you did. Colorado.
Anyways,
the Colorado Avalanche.
See, you just said it.
I know I said it on purpose.
Okay.
I'm doing it on purpose.
Anyways, so interestingly enough, when they transferred from Quebec City and they went through the naming, here's the list of names. By the way.
Yeah, listen to this.
By the way, those who are talking about how it's dumb, how Utah's like having a vote or submissions.
Why are you voting for it? They shouldn't vote for it.
Do you know how many teams have done it that way?
We can't give you the number, but it's a lot, all right?
Yeah. We would
at least 3 or 4.
No, it's at least probably a dozen.
All right.
These teams. So,
but Colorado Avalanche is one of those.
One of them. They received over 10,000 responses, and the Avalanche was slightly ahead of the Black Bears and Cougars, so they announced the Avalanche. But you know what was else on their list? Check this out. The Avalanche, the Black Bears, the Rapids, the Cougars, the Outlaws, the Renegades, the Storm, and the Wranglers.
Not Yetis.
Not Yetis.
But with the Avalanche, what came with it?
The Yeti.
The Yeti.
We'll get into that in a minute.
There's somebody that chirped, and there's plenty of chirping going on at him.
Anyways, we won't talk about how Dallas Stars was kind of boring.
But they put it to a vote, folks.
They did.
Avalanche put it to a vote. And fans voted. What was the number? Can you go back real quick?
10,000.
10,000 people voted Avalanche.
Submission.
So all you fools
No.
who voted Utah Powder, I swear, if we are the Utah Powder, I'm going to come powder puff your face.
No, it was 10,000 responses. Avalanche won. Not 10,000 votes for the name Avalanche. Anyways.
Still, if we're the Utah Powder, I'm going to scream.
Sure. Anyways, Los Angeles Kings, real quick. I thought it was pretty funny. They also received submissions and entries, 7,500 entries, but 31 of them had the Kings submitted as a suggestion. I don't feel like that's a dominating number to have chosen the Kings.
But how cool would it have been if you would have been one of the 31?
Right?
Right?
You're like, hey, out of everyone, they chose me.
31 people submitted that name, and they chose Kings. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Which is weird because instead of giving names, they said, everybody, here's an open form. Go write the name. I'm curious what else was on that list.
Right. And Utah has kind of followed similar suit before we got to the initial 20, supposedly.
Yeah.
They grabbed a bunch of names. Anyways.
Sure.
Nashville Predators. I
Hey,
like
this. This one kind of fits our mold here, folks. Listen up.
So Nashville Predators, because of the findings. So here, get this.
Yeah,
the
read
workers
this.
unearthed the remains of a prehistoric tiger in 1971, including a massive saber tooth. Dude, Utah has unearthed a
Mammoth tusk.
So are we going to follow the Nashville Predators way of naming?
I think so.
I hope so.
Vote Mammoth.
Vote every episode. Here we go. The other one that I want to highlight was the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Are there penguins in Pittsburgh? I think not. Maybe at the zoo.
But here's how they got it. Credit to the Penguins team name. Anyways, Carol McGregor, wife of the original team owner, she liked the alliteration, the two P's, Pittsburgh Penguins, like the Pittsburgh Pirates, and she thought it made sense because penguins lived on snow and ice.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah,
See?
I couldn't do that.
There it is.
Yeah. Anyways, and then finally, we've got to end with our Vegas Golden Knights. So the Golden Knights originally, Bill Foley, he really wanted, get this, no surprise, the Black Knights. But there were concerns the league didn't quite like it. There was pushback from West Point. The NHL wanted to steer away from any gambling-related references in the nickname, so they ended up going, oddly enough, with the Golden Knights. So that's how certain team names, we won't go through all of them, but that's how a few team names got there.
And a lot of them did voting, everyone. So all those folks that are like, oh, well, we shouldn't have a vote. It's like, well, actually, most NHL franchises have gone through a naming convention with voting from the fans. It makes sense.
Brand research includes getting public opinion.
Stop getting so mad about it. Just be happy that there's a team here, all right?
Yeah.
Am I right or am I right?
100%.
So now let's
Yes
talk
or
about
yes.
Yes or yes. Now let's talk about the guy that decided that
Yeah, so
we couldn't use Yeti, and here's why.
going back to Colorado Avalanche, how they got their name. Anyways, this was on a Facebook post. He said, "We cannot name ourselves Yeti. I'm not talking legally, so spare me those comments."
Which he still got him.
He still got a lot. I know it's popular because it's a cool name, but everyone needs to understand that if you were able to name yourselves the Yetis, you would have backlash all over the NHL, especially from Colorado. I don't know if you'd really have that much backlash, but the Yeti was the first mascot of the Colorado Avalanche, and they have used it in merchandise, advertisements, logos, etc. for years, and they still do. Even though it really is inactive, it's still pretty recent, and the retro jersey goes back to the Yeti footprint.
That is true.
If we name ourselves the Yeti, this is great. If we name ourselves the Yeti, it would feel like we were just ripping off our next door neighbors. I do agree with that. And had no original thought of our own. We would be the redheaded stepchild of the NHL. There would be no respect. We want people to respect our team name. When they come here to Utah, we want top talent to feel proud.
I mean, I'm with him
Champ.
on that.
Yeah.
I'm with him on that. 100%. And actually, from the beginning, I've said, well, maybe not the beginning, but once we started learning about the naming convention and all the things, Yeti it can't be because of the tide of the Avalanche, to the point where literally the players are stating that, hey, Utah better stay clear of the Yeti because that's part of our franchise.
Yeah, he straight up said Gabe, because there was rumors that he was retiring. He said, I'm not retiring, and Utah better not effing think of naming themselves Yeti. Not that his opinion is going to go into the vote, but
I don't know. But you know
he's a little sour about it.
You know the GIF where Michael Jackson's just eating popcorn? This is one of those posts you want to just get in there and start eating popcorn as you're reading the comments.
Yeah, it's actually on, in case y'all are interested, it's on the NHL Utah fan group. It's a Facebook group. And it's pretty entertaining. There's over 100 comments so far in just the first few hours of what everyone's chirping about it. Go take a look if you want to get involved.
Go take a look. And there's a free shout out to that hockey group there.
Yeah, NHL fan group. Yeah, pretty cool. Alrighty. Well, last couple of things. Did you know that the SEG has solidified, and they announced, this was about 2 weeks ago, the official construction of a practice facility and headquarters at the Shops at Southtown Mall in Sandy, which is close to Salt Lake, for those of you not familiar. But the actual press release, I didn't realize this, it's going to be a 111-acre site, and it's also going to be the official team state-of-the-art complex training facility. There'll be 2 ice rinks there. It'll be their official headquarters as well, the official team offices.
But even more exciting than that, Denz, is what?
I don't know, you got me.
That it will also be accessible to the public.
Yeah. It'd be fun to do a practice
more
there.
Ice in Utah. We talked about it in episode 1 or 2.
We need more ice. I don't know how accessible,
but the fact that this move is bringing more ice to the public, right?
2 rinks.
We started playing a couple years back, and thank goodness Peaks Ice Arena is close, because if we didn't have Peaks, we'd have to be driving north of the mountain.
Would you have gotten involved in hockey if that was the
case? It would be really tough. I'm a dad of 5 kids.
You almost said 7.
No, I think I'm done.
It's true. I mean, initially now, if you told me that I had to go up north, I totally would. I'm die hard.
Now, yeah.
But to initially get involved, that would have been a little hard.
Would have been tough.
So, yeah, and it's not rumored, it's projected that it will be done before their second season. So, I don't know if any news has actually been said about where they're going to practice in the meantime. Maybe the Maverick Center?
I don't know.
Well, no, you compete with the Grizzlies.
I've heard potentially University of Utah's ice.
Okay.
So, I mean, there is ice. It's just where.
Salt Lake County has quite a bit of ice.
We did practice once on the Maverick Center ice, me and the Mid-Ice Crisis
Ducks.
It. He missed it, but it was awesome. So to be going to practice potentially at the same place that the Utah team practices would
That'd
be
so
sick.
Cool. Yeah,
so cool.
I agree. A couple other things. That name voting officially ended this week.
Yes, it did. May 22nd.
A lot of people thought
it would be done.
It'd be done and move into the next stage. But SEG said that the next stage would be months later. So I don't think we're getting it anytime soon.
So,
which is unfortunate, because I am curious to know what is the top 8.
Chill your hockey pants, folks. Just relax.
Yeah. And interestingly, I also got a text today. So there's momentum. I got a text about my season ticket deposit. Just saying, hey, we're aware you've made the deposit. You're on the list in the coming time ahead.
Check your spam folders. That's where it might probably is.
Yep. So momentum's happening there. That's exciting. I'm excited a little worried to understand what that price is going to be.
Well, it's a deposit. You can get it back.
Well, the deposit, I just meant season tickets in general.
I know that, but what I'm saying is you won't have to spend it if you don't want to.
I know, but I really want to.
We want to. Yeah,
so,
we want to.
Anyways.
We can take out a small loan.
That is, I'm going to second mortgage my house for these things.
Equity from my house into Utah hockey.
Heck yes.
Get a HELOC. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, I got it available. Let's do it. So, with that, though, that's our Off the Post segment. a lot's been still happening. We are in the off season, and there's a lot of news for the off season still happening. You know, when you're a new team, there's still a lot to talk about. But let's dive in to our next segment, Chirping with Champ.
Woo!
Chirping with Champ.
All right, Chirping with Champ, y'all. Boy, do we got a good one for you today.
We do.
Okay, so here's a little backstory. Denz and I want to share our podcast with people. Sue us, okay? Sue us. We enjoy sharing our personality. We enjoy sharing hockey news, talking about the move of the Arizona Coyotes to the great state of Utah. And sure, we say Utah a lot, and then prefacing this because it's going to play into this chirp here in a second. But we say Utah a lot because the team name is Utah right now. I hope you all realize that. So from the top of the mountains in Utah to the valley that we live in, we are the Utah hockey fans, okay?
Yep.
There's the first preface. Second preface, in order to promote something, you have to get the word out. There's two ways you can do it. You can do it organically, which is free media through social, or just putting your content out there without paying for anything. Then you can pay for it. So Denz and I, until we get a really great following and sponsorships, we have to do it organically. So you might see us commenting a link to our show in one of the groups you're in. Okay? That's because we want you to hear us. We want you to be a part of this.
And ultimately, our mission as a podcast that's right on our website is to 10x the love of hockey in Utah. Why? We don't want to end up like the Coyotes. We need to develop a community. We aren't getting paid to do this, but we want to develop this community. We want to be involved. We love hockey that much.
And we
sue us.
And we appreciate all of the followers, the subscribers who are listening and providing great, kind words. We're going to do the puck of the week later. But there's a couple people that are upset that we're sharing our stuff. Now, we get that. Not everyone's going to like us. We're leaders in business. We understand we're not going to make everybody happy. But when you create a group, and that group was created for Utah hockey news, and you literally state in the group, Denz, go ahead, tell them what this person who created the group, we'll tell them the name in a second, what did this person post when he first created this group that he did agree to add UTalk Hockey, our profile, into?
He said, "Welcome, hockey fans. Feel free to comment and post all things hockey, especially in Utah. Thank you."
Okay.
That's awesome.
Great. We would love to share that news with you. Now, let me tell you something. The guy who created it, and I'm going to chirp right at you, bro, is Ian Johnston. All right? Ian Johnston created this Utah NHL Hockey Club fan group. You can go join him. There's some great stuff in there.
Yeah, that's why we wanted to join.
That's why we wanted
He's
to join.
He's an expert. Says it in his name.
It does say it in his name. Apparently, Ian Johnston is a hockey expert and has been in the hockey realm for 30 years. You know our story now. We didn't grow up playing hockey. We had elements of hockey, and we really liked it. And now we play as adults. Ian, not all of us played or watched hockey all the time. You can't get mad at someone for not doing something all the time, okay? Now, I respect that you're a hockey expert. I really do.
We want you on the show if you're willing.
We want you on the show if you're willing. But I want to share with you the chirp that Ian shared in that group after first posting that very comment.
To preface, he didn't chirp directly at us, but it seemed like it was implied. We had just uploaded our episode. For him to post it, we wanted to share it.
Which it didn't get approved anyway, because he's the approver. Sure, he's the admin.
So maybe it's indirect, but here's what happened.
Here's what he had to say. And all caps. And in today's world, when you all caps,
it means you're yelling.
It means you're yelling. You're angry.
Although he prefaced, I'm not.
I don't know about that. Was he anyway?
Yeah,
we'll read it. We'll see.
Read it.
Here's what Ian had to say to the group. He didn't pinpoint anybody. Okay, I'm assuming you were chirping at us though, Ian. This group is about community, hockey community in Utah, not about pretenders who want to promote their version of their views on hockey to sell a podcast or YouTube series with no knowledge of the game. This is for everyone who loves the game of hockey.
That's a contradicting statement, bro.
Right. And then he says, not yelling, Utah NHL Hockey Fans Club. Thank you. Was he saying that he's not yelling at us or anybody? Or is he saying not yelling Utah?
Sure. But Ian, I'm sure you are an awesome dude and we'd love to get to know you. But that was a huge contradiction and a chirp. One, we're not selling a podcast.
If we were selling a podcast, we'd be making money. We're doing this because it's fun. We like the sport, and we're super excited that hockey's coming to Utah.
And it goes against. Here's what you said, and he deleted.
He deleted my post.
Yeah,
my comment to his post.
It was a respectful chirp.
It was a very respectful chirp, and
Champ handled it well.
And I have to preface too: if you go to his profile, he has in his Facebook profile photo, not the profile photo itself, but the banner photo. His quote says, "Kindness is in our power, even when fondness is not." So I commented, very classy, I feel like. Maybe it's not. But I said, a wise man once said, kindness is in our power, even when fondness is not. Thanks for letting us be part of the group, Ian Johnston. Next thing you know, he deleted the comment. And now we're out of the group.
Are we? Were we banned from the group?
I don't know if we're banned, but we're out.
Yeah. Anyways.
That was one of my very
chirping moments.
It was a very chirpy moment, I'm telling you. But it really grinded our gears in the moment because we really are just trying to share what we have to share about Utah hockey.
We're going to 10x the love of hockey. Now, we're moving on from being bitter in the moment. Ian, we would actually love to talk. So, if you're willing,
if you're watching or listening,
I doubt it. If that
I
was
doubt
the case.
it too.
But if you are, like, in all seriousness,
come on the show. We'd love to understand from your point of view to help us pretenders know how to speak about hockey. Would love to learn more about that.
Yeah. All right.
All right. I got a couple more. All right. So one of the recent chirps was actually about the name again. Kyle Larkin 90 shared this on X. Every time someone says they hate all 20 options for the Utah hockey team, I imagine what it would be like if Twitter existed decades ago. Quote, Rangers suck, bro. Avalanche is lame. I just don't get it. There's a solid handful of great names in that list. I agree. Solid handful of names, plus not everybody's going to like it. And that actually brings me to my next chirp. Shravis with a T. It's actually CH, but then he says with a T. TKO 140.6. 99% of us are going to hate whatever name is chosen. And that is what will unite us. Bravo, Ryan. Hashtag NHL in Utah. Accurate, I think. 99% of us probably won't like what's chosen.
It's true. And, you know, at the end of the day, the brand's going to come out and we're going to move on from this, whatever it is. And it's just, we're all excited to have a hockey team in Utah. Like, there
have been disagreements even in our comments on the show where people are saying, oh, well, I think it should be Yetis or Outlaws. And we say, whether it's those names or Mammoth, like we like, no matter what, we're
100% on board.
We're on board, whatever it is. Let's watch some hockey in Utah, right? That's the exciting part.
And if you are, I saw this. If you are saying, if they choose X, I'm not going to be a fan. You probably aren't a true fan of hockey.
I mean, that's
right?
Accurate.
Like, it's okay.
Okay, I got one more, and then I got a little interesting question for you, Denz, to answer. You know how we were talking earlier in the naming conventions where people are upset and chirping that there is an actual vote?
Oh,
I found one of the guys.
Okay.
On X, William Goddard said, seriously, ... Did I just see hashtag Utah running a survey for their new NHL team? How the heck does Utah get a team before Quebec City? Does Bettman hate Canada? Listen, William, as you know now, if you're listening, which I doubt you are, but as you know, many teams, including the team that went from Quebec City to Colorado,
Oh my gosh.
did a naming convention. So
Yeah.
stay salty, chirp back at me. Okay, question for you, and this will end chirping with Champ. I saw a post on X that I thought was super interesting. Has nothing to do with what we're talking about, a chirp or anything.
Okay.
I just have this question. They posed it, red or blue pill. Maybe we should create a segment, red or blue pill, or like this or that type of thing. Okay. If you were to hypothetically, I'm asking you, Denz.
Okay.
This is just for you.
Yep.
And fans, if you hear this one, tell us what you would pick.
Yeah, comment.
If you were to hypothetically sign a career-long NHL contract, would you rather take the red pill and sign a deal at $1 million annually and become a top player in the league, or take the blue pill, sign a deal at $10 million annually, but you're in utter disappointment?
I mean, I would take the red pill.
Oh, dude, you hesitated.
Well, I had to think for a second.
You want the money.
I had to put the connection too. But like, here's the thing. I want to be good at whatever I'm doing, regardless of the finances behind it. Like the compets, like that's my name,
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
right? Like
I would absolutely take the red pill.
100%.
It's not about the money.
It's not about the money.
It's about freaking making a name.
Yeah.
That is worth more
it's
than
not
any
about,
money I could
It's
get.
not about being, for me, it's not about like the fame of being popular, but I don't want to be known as a doozy.
Or an utter disappointment.
An utter, yeah, that's a better way to, an utter disappointment. Gosh, yeah. Yeah,
But you're making $10 million a year if you're the utter
I don't care.
disappointment. Okay, all right. Tell us what you would do. Would you take the red pill? $1 million a year, you're the best, or $10 million a year and you're an utter disappointment? Let us know in the comments.
See, but here's the thing. If you are an utter disappointment, that's only going to last a year. Then you're gone.
Good point. So you're getting $10 million, or you can last 10, 20 years and get $1 million a year.
Yeah.
But at that point, I'm sure they'd re-sign you and give you like good max contracts.
Sure.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's Chirping with Champ. Let's dive into Dishing with Denz.
Dishing with Denz.
What the heck? Do.
Just going to make it awkward.
Yeah.
All right. Dishing with Denz. We are going to highlight one of our very own players this week. The one, the only rookie, Logan Cooley.
Cooley.
So here's the thing. So for those of you who don't know, Logan Cooley, he was the third overall pick in 2022, went to the Coyotes. He had his debut season this last year, and I think he did pretty good. I mean, sure, he wasn't a Connor Bedard, but he did pretty good. He had 44 points, like 20 goals, and he really picked up. He learned a lot. What I love about our NHL team here in Utah as a whole is we're all very young talent for the most part. It's a very young team, and so we have a long future ahead of us to develop talent. And in fact, a lot of people believe that, not a lot of, I've just read online.
I checked online.
Fact check this. It's not a fact, but it's an opinion. There's quite a bit of opinions out there that Cooley will be going down in history as a really good player, amongst probably the top 5 rookies of this year, as someone who is going to make a name for himself. And it's really cool that he's part of the Utah hockey team. And in fact, what I'm going to do, just because they're cool, one of them was really, really cool. It was in a preseason game down in Australia last year. He had a killer of a goal. And we'll post the link. There's a YouTube video that highlights the 20 goals he actually made in his first season. And one of them was pretty epic. So, anyways, but let's talk about Logan for a second and some of his stats. So, obviously, I just gave his debut season in the NHL. Where did he come from? I think this was pretty cool. So, Cooley was the second on the NTDP under 18 team with 75 points in his 2021-2022 season, which was 27 goals, 48 assists. I'm an assist man myself.
Denz is what I call the facilitator on ice.
Yeah. So, anyways, he did killer awesome. Obviously, there's a reason why he was the 3rd overall pick coming into the NHL. But a little bit about Logan. Obviously, he went to the Coyotes. But he is the highest. This was just an interesting stat. It was the highest a player born in Pittsburgh had been drafted. Cool stat. Cooley started playing hockey at 5 years old. I often think, like, my daughter, I want to get her involved in hockey. She loves it. She wakes up like every morning and asks for hockey music, which is in her mind, "Let's Go."
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Jackson
Gamble.
Yeah. Anyways, first thing in the morning, eyes pop open. Hockey music.
Hockey day? That's what my daughter says. Hockey day?
Love it. So at first I was like, she's 3.5 years old now. I really should get her involved. Look, a 3rd overall pick didn't start till he was 5. So I got time to get her involved. But I want to get her involved. You got time. But interestingly enough, when he started playing hockey, it was his first season. It was the first season of Sidney Crosby's Little Penguins Learn to Play program in 08 and 09. Gosh.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Said the kid.
Yep.
Dude, I was living in Halifax, by the way, when the Penguins won the cup, and he brought it to Dartmouth.
Whoa.
I know, dude. I was there. I mean, I wasn't there, but I was there. Anyways,
so overall, we're excited to have Cooley on the team, and I'm just super excited to see what this young talent turns into. He's a forward. He's pretty light. He's 175 pounds.
And as we saw,
really quick on his feet.
As we saw at the event, he also doesn't handle public speaking very well.
Yeah, he's young.
He was like, "I don't speak very well, but I'm Logan Cooley." I was like, "Dude, bless your heart, Logan." We're happy to have you.
we're happy to have you, Logan. Can we have you on the show,
dude? Yeah. You know what? I'll say to this real quick. Something that's so fun about hockey is these kids, when they're kids.
Yeah.
When they join the NHL, they're still 18, 19 years old.
Yeah, he's 20 years old now.
You think of other sports, like in NFL, they could be 24, 25 when they're drafted. There are some young kids.
Sure.
But
not as common though.
But the NHL, these are kids just literally getting into the prime of their life playing hockey. It's awesome. I love it.
So, Champ, I got a question for you. I was watching this on TikTok earlier. There was a thread about what is the most epic sport of professional sports. And it came down to hockey or football. What would you say?
Dude, come on. It is hockey. Listen.
But you're a huge football fan, but why hockey?
I'm a huge football fan.
Why does hockey get on top?
Hockey is a whole different beast, dude, because you are on freaking ice skates. Anyone who's ever stepped on ice in ice skates knows that it's not something
natural.
that you just do. Okay? Most people's knees go together or they go completely out and you fall on your patoot, right? And again, we're not explicit on this show, but it's hard hitting if it's allowed. Even in our league, it's not allowed, but there's still a ton of hits because people just accidentally hit you, right?
You rammed someone into the boards on Tuesday night's game.
It is the most tiring sport I've ever played. It is the sport that requires the most coordination that I've ever played, and I've played almost every sport that you can think of.
And what sport allows you to drop the freaking gloves?
Hockey. I agree. I think they even had it on ESPN. You had Stephen A., who's obviously more into the football and basketball.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that clip. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, don't even start with me," And it's like, no, dude, we're gonna start with you because hockey is just a whole other beast.
It is.
You think also how much time NFL or just football in general pauses? Mm-hmm. Hockey never stops. Dude, even when to switch, when you're switching lines, it's constant.
Game
it
doesn't
never
stop for ya.
stops. It's the most intense game in the world. And I'll take that to my grave.
Agreed. Well, let's end the show today with the puck of the week, presented by Champ.
Let's do it. Okay. Dude, that's what we should do. We should ask sponsors to sponsor the Puck of the Week.
Puck of the week, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Puck of the Week is actually going to go to, drumroll please, Marty Phelps 970 said the following. Great show, guys. Thank you for all your efforts. I'm looking forward to future content. Marty, thanks for not being Ian. We really appreciate you. Love the comment. You get the Puck of the Week, my friend. Thanks for listening. And to all of our listeners, thanks for listening and subscribing. Make sure you follow at UTalk Hockey so you can catch the next episode. Over the next few months, it might be a little spotty. Denz and I do have some holidays and family reunions and different trips coming up. Yep. So if you see a blip in our episodes, that's why. But we really appreciate you all for listening.
Yes, and just as a reminder, we do have, and we're going to say this because it's come out online, we do have a giveaway going.
That is right.
And we've had someone else create a website and try and pull some of our fans away, thinking that the giveaway that they won, and go put in your credit card info, or I don't know how.
We won't ask you for your credit card information, or
yeah. We will be picking a winner of those tickets, and someone chirped at us saying,
"This can't be real. This is totally a scam."
Just because we don't have access to purchase tickets yet and to secure preseason tickets, we do have vouchers. We will be providing the ticket giveaway. We are going to announce it in early July. That's going to be our last episode for the off season before the season starts up again for hockey. But anyways, just be aware, we will reach out to you directly via a DM. Our URL that you would reach out from us, not only from our actual Facebook page as UTalk Hockey, but so is our URL, utalkhockey.com. Nothing else is us, so just wanted to make our fans aware of that. Please don't fall for dumb and mean people online that try to scam.
Idiots out there.
Yep.
But not you. We love you, UTalk Hockey Nation. I am Champ.
I am Denz, and this is the UTalk Hockey Podcast.
Thanks for listening.